Hello comrades and welcome back to Steve on Steve, and in this video we will be continuing our Blitzkrieg campaign in Unity of Command 2. And since these videos can take quite a long time, or rather these scenarios in the game can take a long time to complete, I will be jumping right into it for the sake of, saving everybody's time. There will be more videos of a different sort coming. There will be more Crisis in the Kremlin soon, and probably ICBM too. I've been having my eyes set on that game, but without any further ado, Mlawa to Modlin. Heroes Group in Nord constitutes a weaker force than its sister formation conducting the main attack in the south. Still, its task is vital as it forms the northern pincer in the German plan to encircle the Polish army and the capital, Warsaw. Let's jump right into it. Alright. OKW Dispatch. This will be a more challenging operation than your battles in the corridor. First of all, your troops are more evenly matched, and secondly, you will face some tough fortifications. The Luftwaffe insists that it can shatter such positions from the air and has put a special asset at your disposal. Note that mobile formations that took part in the fighting near Danzig will arrive as soon as they can redeploy. Alright, so immediately we're greeted with a much bigger map than last time, a big swath of northeastern Poland, with somewhat more complicated tasks. We need to kind of race across all of the east of Poland and grab these towns and also northern Warsaw to coincide with the southern thrust that will be coming to envelop Warsaw and all the troops there, etc. This is a bit of a more complicated scenario because you really start to have to pay attention. You need to start having you have to start paying attention to supply, like these railroads. We'll be wanting to capture this railroad and as much of this supply route as possible. Supplies will become quite tricky down here, I can imagine, until we manage to capture this railway, for which we will need to take Warsaw and Modlin, which will be a tough nut to crack because it is fortified. So the goal is to use our tanks and our infantry to cut off Modlin, and hopefully simultaneously at that point have already taken Lomza. And, by that point, our tank reinforcements, when do they come in? Yeah, in turn 3 and in turn 4 we will get tank reinforcements, which we will use to push far southeast. One of the biggest, I'll point out, to me the biggest problem, not the problem, but the biggest challenge in this scenario is the Polish cavalry, because they have cavalry over here and over here, and if you do not secure your flanks, they will violate you seriously. This little path up here will be abused by the cavalry if you do not safeguard it, as will this path, so you have to be very vigilant. Again, that's just a reminder for the UOC, for Unity of Command 2 in general, because supplies are something you really need to keep your eye on, and the AI is very, very good at fucking them, or rather fucking with you in terms of your supplies. So be wary of that. As we start, we have 2 understrength cavalry divisions, so let's just get them to top work in order. And I do want to make one of them a bit stronger, a bit of an elite division. I'll give them pioneers and artillery, because I will hopefully use them to breach across Lomza here, because it's a river and a town, so that'll be quite difficult, or at least secure a bridgehead somewhere around here. We'll use these Grenztruppen, these border troops, to hopefully hold off the Polish cavalry over here. But the biggest threat, at least in my experience, because I've had to try to record this before and I got fucked by Polish cavalry over here, they can really, really, really ruin your day. So you gotta keep it together, man, basically. And we'll also want to make our panzers much stronger because they're under strength. I'll give him recon. And I'll give this infantry pioneers as well, so they'll have a bit more ease and hopefully in seizing Mlawa across this bridgehead. Because that is one of our earliest objectives yet, turn 4. The dream, the best case scenario, is I manage to take Mlawa and break towards Lomza at turn 1. That's what I'll be trying to work towards. And I think our setup is good. Let's change our supply situation. I'll drop some supplies here just for this eastern front, so to speak, and I'll keep the supply hub here for now, and hopefully once we take care of the flank here, we will change up our supply situation in the west. So let's start. This railroad junction is very important, so I'll move my infantry across it. First, let's use our recon to see if there's enemies here. And there is a Polish unit here. I think it is the cavalry. It is the cavalry. And with that road and the locked off, let's see the terrain. I'm just really trying to go through everything I can to not get fucked by the cavalry. So you see there's mountains and a marsh here. So the cavalry won't be able to race through here, but there's plains and a path. So that place needs to be guarded, which means I will move my panzers up through here, and hopefully they get some, yeah, they managed to deal damage to the cavalry, which is always good. And these infantry, their job will be taking Mlawa. Will they be able to do it? Is a good question. I'm gonna move these over here, which, yes, hypothetically, well, not hypothetically, but it does leave this unguarded. But these boys are entrenched and they won't move out to try to take the opportunity because they're infantry. They won't be able to reach my supplies anyway. And they want to guard this crossing. And this cavalry, as a result of this, will lose 1 turn of supplies, which is great. And we will actually use the infantry with the pioneers to... Actually, no, we'll wait next turn for our artillery. Because I can't break this on turn 1. So I'll use it to further mess up the cavalry. We push them all the way south there, so this infantry division will be able to move then and mop them up next turn, hopefully, whereas we can now move our attention in the correct direction. Let's see, how much work will these infantry divisions be able to do? Not too much, I see. So let's see if I have no choice to... Let's leave them for now, and let's see if I have a choice except to expend them. Let's move our border troops to the border of this river, and there we go, the Polish cavalry right there. Hopefully, with the aid of this river and their 2 defensive points, they'll be able to actually discourage the Polish cavalry from attacking. These infantry will move them up because they're just... Come on, my mouse is fucking broken on every single... My fucking rolling wheel is broken on every single mouse I own, and that's incredible in a way. Okay, so there is a Polish infantry division in our way to Lomza. And we can take them on without taking any damage. So let's do that. Okay, that's not really where I wanted them to go. I was hoping they could get stuck here, but that's okay. They are an understrength division, so they hopefully won't be too much trouble. And let's use our bomber asset on these boys. That was perfect, really. And we even forced them to retreat, which is good. So, yeah, this front is very much secure. And I will save the flying artillery for whenever we have to deal with a very difficult line. Probably at one of these rivers. Probably, yeah, it might be at this bridgehead. Or likely at one of the fortresses like here. Probably I'll have to save it until the very end. Until Brezh. Yeah. Let's see how our supply situation is. And now I can comfortably put a thingy of supplies down here. No, I can't. That's silly. Yeah, no, that is silly. For now, I think I will be content with that. No, I'm not content with that at all, as a matter of fact. Yeah. That will do for now. We will change that. Let's see, yeah, I should have moved my HQ before starting, but we haven't, so it's gonna be fucking quite far behind, but that's okay. It's unfortunate, but it's okay. Turn 2. Let's see how they react. So they move their cavalry away, that's a wise move. Okay, so that's very interesting. So sometimes, I guess, these cavalry people stick around on this excuse me, on this bank of the river. But in this case, we don't even really have to worry about that side of the river. Ever again. Let's see. So we can get our infantry behind here, but how useful is that? Not very useful, I imagine. Alright, so that cavalry is completely powerless forever now. See, our tanks are going to run into a bit of trouble trying to take that. So let's see if can we soften it up with some bombers. Yes, we can. What's the chance of them retreating? Oh, there we go. That's it, really. We broke through here. We can comfortably take this and then murder these fellas. And since that's over... Wait, can I move my infantry? Yeah. Perfect. So I'll use one of those infantry divisions to take that. And now this Polish cavalry division is out of supply and fucked, basically. There's a shitload of... Okay, I should swear less. There's a considerable amount of Polish prisoners there, which I know that affects my movement, but does that affect their movement? It should, right? Someone comment if they know. But yes, this leaves our... Since these guys have tied these over there, let's move these up here to make sure our flanks are clear. There's nothing going on there. Can we take out the Polish HQ? No, we can't, because there's some fellas over there. And that's okay. Oop. Turn 2, we made decent progress. We've broken through, at least on the road to Modlin and northern Warsaw. If we send these guys over here, they will be thoroughly useless. But they are useless either way, so we might as well, in a way. Yeah. The infantry can be of use very much. That was actually a lot better than I expected them to perform. We've reached the river. And now... Yeah, you see, this is a tricky situation. This will hurt, but I gotta. Oh, of course, I lost the engineer pip. Well, that side fucked a bit. We're gonna need some reinforcements to take on that, or at least help us take that on. Yeah, the supply situation is gonna be a bastard for a bit. For the next turn, at least. Which is fine. Yeah, these fellas will be out of supply next turn a bit, so we'll be able to resupply them with our HQ, and these guys are completely irrelevant. Or rather, useless. So, yeah. Oh, we can get some supply as a reward. Well, in that case, I will use some supply and actually prevent some of our fellas from being surrounded. And I think I'll do that. This is a pretty good safe place for our supplies. Well, it's not, is it? But we'll have to see. Let's deploy the 271st Infantry Division. Oh, all the way over there. That's garbage. What are we supposed to do with them? Am I supposed to move them through the forest? And turn 2 done. And... yeah, okay. Okay, interesting moves, really. So they've tried to react to this by pulling troops in here, which is fine, but we're gonna encircle them. Hopefully. Yeah, okay, so these cavalry have basically thrown themselves to be killed, which is fine. We can use these infantry to plug this line. Can they go further than that? No, that's perfect. And... okay. And we'll kill those cavalry. Perfect. That's just a division we managed to completely wipe out. Which isn't necessarily what we're aiming for, but is always good, I suppose. Oh my god, we're in such a good position to just completely annihilate all of these people. Okay, so that was painful for my tanks. We don't even need to encircle them. We can crush them on this turn. You see, this is the problem with that. I just discovered these people, but as a result of that, they lost all mobility, so I can't seize the bridge on this turn. Which is rather a nuisance, as you can imagine. But that's okay, we're moving our infantry up. If anything, our infantry keeping up with our tanks is a good thing. And we've managed to weaken those guys a bit, and... oh yeah, they're just gonna get absolutely crushed by our tanks. That's okay, our tanks can't do anything else, which is not great. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Undo that. Yeah, so these guys are gonna get slaughtered by that cavalry. Let's see, what can we do here to take this wonderful town? If it turns into ruins, I'll cry. Well, that aircraft did the job for us. And they're not gonna retreat, but that's okay. We'll just kill them all. Yep, managed to completely wipe out that division, which is very good. We will upgrade our command points, because this is the very beginning of the campaign. So we definitely want to make our command units as strong as they can be. This infantry will link this little bridge up, which is going to be just fine, because I think we need our cavalry to keep pushing on elsewhere. Okay, so we have cut supply to Bialystok, which is great. I didn't even realize that that would do that. Well, I mean, I took that railway with the intention of fucking up someone's day, but I didn't realize that this would happen. That's actually a very good development. I thought they'd be getting supplies from there, but I guess not. This is really good. These will be out of strength, so our Grenztruppen will actually be able to do something for a change, which is good and surprising. And yeah, we can just simply increase our supplies by 1 over here, and that should be fine for that turn. Let's move our HQ up. Oh, that's risky, isn't it? I recognize that I need to move my HQ, but I don't know where. I suppose here is good as well. I might as well, because we will be getting reinforcements there. We are getting reinforcements there. Some motorized and some panzer. So let's see. Let's move our motorized. I mean, yeah, let's just pretty much stretch it to its limit. Those guys are still in supply. Oh yeah, this is hardcore. Hardcore in the sense of just how much this sucks for the enemy. You know, we're just deployed a tank division and a motorized division, you know, behind their lines, essentially. I love it. I love the aspects of this game that make it feel like you're actually, you know, commanding units and making decisions as opposed to just moving little pips around somewhere. I should probably have moved those guys over here, really. Yeah. And I think that's good. That's us for turn 3. Let's go. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that's probably one of the worst things I've seen the AI do ever in this game. I'm actually quite shocked. They did not do anything to stop me from crossing this major river, which is bizarre, to say the least. Yeah, there's gonna be enemies there, I get that. But the fact that they just let me waltz into across the river, like right now I'm just gonna be able to blast across with my tanks and cut them off, right? I think so. I think that's what's gonna happen. That's what I'm gonna try to make happen. Excuse me. Okay, so that is good. I think you'll agree. Let's see if we find out any intel. We do not, but that's okay. It's not like these infantry divisions had much use at the moment, because we will be using our tanks too, and our cavalry actually. German cavalry being very useful at this part of the campaign, or this part of the war, I suppose. Yeah, these guys are going to be a nuisance until we take care of them, which I feel we might very soon. Yeah, there we go. They're cornered. Nothing they can do. But can they still fuck with my supplies is what I would like to know. Because if so, sorry. I don't know if that was necessary, but honestly, at this point in this game, I am far more willing to sacrifice time for supply lines than I ever would have been in any other game even, really. Just because of how punishing it is to fuck it up, really. To not get the supplies right. Which, you know, is exactly what happened to the Germans. So it's very, very... It's good. I like it. It's It makes sense. It just works. But it does. So it's not shit. Like another game I might have inadvertently hinted at. Yeah, that'll be good for now. Yeah, we're all supplied up. It's good. What's the right move here? So if I move this cavalry up here, they're gonna get their asses kicked by weaker Polish cavalry because they're veterans apparently. So next turn they'll be dead and I'll be able to use the border troops to take out Bialystok, which I don't even need to take out for another 13 turns. Well, no, for another 9 turns. The priority is this, Siedlt, or however you would pronounce that. Let's see what's around there. Nothing. There's nothing there. Really? Oh no. Really? Well, that's an oof. It's an oof and a half. I need to take northern Warsaw. Well, actually, I need to take this. I should have taken that, and I didn't, and I don't know why. But that is what I needed to do, and I haven't done it, and I feel quite silly now. Because without taking this, these guys will be getting supplied. You see, I fucked it up. I mean, I didn't fuck it up. It'll be fine. We'll still manage to do what we need to do. But just a turn later, I guess. Which in the grand scheme of things, especially in the early hours of this campaign, isn't too much of a problem. I will send my motorized down there to help deal with that. Yeah, the supply situation is going to be very fucky for a bit. But that's okay, right? Because of reasons. So let's see. Next turn, I try to take Brezh. And then Bialystok. Wait, no, I fucked up. I shouldn't have moved so hard south. Wait a second, I got reinforcements. So, this motorized division and this panzer division will be just what we need to seal the deal. Oh, they have engineers and recon, how good. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, that's a train. And there isn't really much else we can do this turn. Except, I suppose, this, which is nothing, I guess. Oh. Now that I did not expect. I thought there was only one cavalry unit there. But I guess I was wrong. And now let's move our HQ down, finally. Not that that made much of a difference. And let's go. On to turn 5. Can't believe we're already on turn 5. We're going so fast, you guys. Okay, I don't really know why they moved their HQ there. Probably because that's, I guess, their remaining units on the map or something along those lines. So these guys are hella out of supply and they're still, like, fine. Okay. So there's an enemy at Brezh. That makes sense. And this is actually the only place here where it makes sense to use the flying artillery. And they actually did fuck up the fucking forts. The city is in ruins as well. Oh shit. But they, what I was gonna say is that they're all suppressed. But holy shit, they've got so many positive, or rather negative defense modifiers for me. They're entrenched. They're fortified, so that's 2 steps of entrenchment. It's -3 because it's a ruined city, and it's -2 because it's over a river. So these guys have got literally all of the advantages to defense, except I guess that fort, which is now fucked, and they're not on a mountain. Oh my god. Those cavalry got fucked, but they pushed them out of the city so that our tanks can steal all the glory as usual. That is how that happens, I believe. And we're cushy for now. Well, not really, because these fuckers are going to be severely out of supply next turn, which is all sorts of bad. Unless we... Oh, yes. Oh, that feels so good. My god. I love this game. This is one of my favorite things about those games. Overrunning supply pools and having it redistributed to your units. My god. I love it. Just as I mentioned, this whole supply situation is like a whole nother dimension to the game. It's incredible. It's like a whole layer of game. It's like a whole game in itself, in a way. Probably not a lot of people would play that game, but nonetheless. Okay, there we go. So these guys are fucked. They're cut off. They'll be dead within 3 turns, which is the plan, right? That's plenty of time. And northern Warsaw won't be able to we won't be able to cut it off because they're getting supplies from Warsaw proper. So we actually have to take it. But this is good because we have our engineers, which are there just for that. Please don't destroy the city. And they didn't do any damage, but at least they didn't destroy the city, which would have been damage to us. Let's see. Oh, okay. They're no retreat, but they are breached, which is good. I mean, these tanks have engineers, so they're not useful for anything except... Well, they would have been useful down there, but they won't get there in good time. And would you look at that? Our garbage Grenztruppen actually did something. That is the only way I think you can viably use them in this campaign. Or at least in this scenario. Yeah, our infantry is just doing nothing. But that is the nature of Blitzkrieg, I suppose. Them getting left behind. Somehow these tanks have an advantage in the city over the infantry. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna waste my tanks. My precious panzers. Yeah, the supply situation is very much dire. Yeah, these guys are fucked, but I don't particularly, care about them. Let's get our motorized out of there, or at least relatively. Who is going to be out of supply? Oh yeah, that's not going to be good for these fellas. Oh, I can't move them back. No. That's not good. Can we move our HQ within range of them for next turn? That is the hope. No. Well, shit. That's what happens when you make bad decisions. Well, no shit. That's what happens when I make decisions. Yeah, so they got another good 2 turns to prepare. You know, leave Modlin in the oven for a good 2 turns. And we'll take northern Warsaw in the meantime. Without too much trouble, I shouldn't think. Let's see if we can get these guys resupplied, yeah. So they won't die, which is good. Taking prisoners, which is pretty much all these infantry are useful for at the present time. Please don't destroy the city. Oh, thank Christ. Good. Oh, okay, at least it's not actual tanks. Let's see, fuck them up. Cornered, but still very much kicking. Not a problem, again. Oh yes, our Grenztruppen crushing the cavalry. Like the mega chads that they are. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Send our tanks back over here. Holy shit, these tanks go fast on the railways. But yeah, I'm just trying to get all of my things. Oh yeah, that's not even remotely in supply, so I don't even know why I'm doing that. I suppose I'm just evacuating these, which is very strange in a way. I could try to take that. I did. Oh. I swear there was an infantry unit somewhere there. But maybe not. Maybe they all just ran away. Which, fair enough, really. Yeah, that's all okay in terms of supply. Yeah. And there we go. And hopefully onto the last turn of this scenario. Yeah, there's nothing they could respond with. I was hoping there... I was hoping there was someone else here. Not hoping, but I was expecting there to be someone else across there. Alright, so easily taken northern Warsaw. And let's move our engineers over here. And our motorized artillery here. Actually, I just realized it won't be the last turn, will it? Because we have to take down this fucking fort. Let's see. That was a damage, but not good. Wow, that was not English. Can I get them across there for the next turn? It's possible. Might as well. And I will move my HQ back over here. Yeah, you see these railways and supplies are out of action basically for the whole game until you can take Modlin, which... Not for the whole game, for the whole scenario until you can take Modlin. Which is proving to be... Well, I mean, it's meant to take a while, and it is. Hopefully last turn this time. Turn 8, and can we fuck him up? Yeah, no contest. Let's just soften him up a bit. Fort in ruins, that's perfect, and almost to the man. And yeah, they're all dead. Sad to say. Can we take out their HQ? Yeah. That was pretty good. I always like doing that, taking out the HQs. It feels very... Well, it feels like what you should be doing, right? Yeah, this is a bit of a pickle. Let's send some cavalry down. Well, I mean, it's not like anything's gonna... If they take this next turn, I'm gonna fucking shit. For the love of God. Okay. And we did it. We are victorious. With relatively little casualties. It was not too bad. So yeah, thank you so much for watching that, and I hope you enjoyed that, and enjoy the rest of the series when it does keep trudging along. I am very much excited to continue playing this. I love this game to bits, and I love the time period. Even though the Blitzkrieg kind of early war period isn't my preferred, well, not preferred, but it's not the part I'm most interested in. That's not the point. The point is there will be more videos soon, and hopefully of the variety I used to make, in the sense of some of the games I covered previously and will cover again. And as I mentioned, I will play ICBM probably. I'm saying this because it's a way of me holding myself accountable in a weird way. In a roundabout sort of way. But again, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any suggestions or any you know, recommendations on things I'm doing wrong, which I'm sure there are plenty, do pop them in the comments below, as well as any other videos or games or things you would like to see on the channel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.